Long before synthetic insulation filled our hiking packs, men survived brutal winters armed with nothing more than wool, ingenuity, and the iron will to wake up alive. The year is 1944. A soldier somewhere in the frost-bitten fields of Western Europe folds a scratchy wool blanket with practiced, unhurried precision, pinning it shut with heavy brass, tucking the footbox closed against the biting dark, and crawls inside a cocoon of layered, repurposed warmth. He will see morning. Tonight on Fieldcraft Chronicles, we resurrect that forgotten knowledge and show you how to rebuild it from the wool sweaters sitting in your family's holiday chest. This is not nostalgia. This is a living, field-tested technique refined across millions of cold nights, and it begins the moment you understand what wool, properly handled, can truly do. Hypothermia claimed as many soldiers as bullets across World War II's winter campaigns. In the frozen Ardennes, along the ice-hardened banks of the Rhine, and in the wind-stripped plains of Eastern Europe, men who had enough ammunition and enough food still died cold, silently, incrementally, the warmth leaching out of them into the indifferent earth. Wool was the fibre that pushed back against that fate. Its crimped, lanolin-rich structure traps warmth in microscopic air pockets and, crucially, keeps doing so even when saturated with rain or sweat. Cotton surrenders the moment it absorbs moisture, collapsing into a cold, skin-clinging shroud that accelerates heat loss rather than preventing it. For a soldier soaked to the bone and lying on frozen ground, that difference was not a footnote in a field manual. It was the entire margin between surviving the night and not. The system began with a rubberized ground sheet, a poncho or repurposed gas cape, laid flat to sever the thermal pipeline between body and earth. Cold conducted upward through soil is a silent, relentless threat that no amount of top-cover insulation can fully compensate for, and the soldiers who mastered this technique understood that instinctively. 2 wool blankets were laid on top, offset and folded to build 4 layers. 2 beneath the body, 2 above. The footbox was formed by folding the bottom of the assembly upward multiple times and pinning it tightly closed with 2-inch brass safety pins, sealing the most heat-vulnerable part of the body inside a snug wool pocket. One side remained unpinned for rapid entry in darkness and rapid exit when orders came, modular, repairable, and ruthlessly functional. Pull the wool sweaters from your holiday chest, the Fair Isles, the heavy cardigans, the Christmas pullovers, and run them through a hot wash followed by a high-heat tumble-dry. The heat and agitation felt the fibres, interlocking them into a dense, wind-resistant fabric that behaves remarkably like authentic military blanket wool. The sweater will shrink dramatically. That is exactly what you want. Cut the felted result into consistent rectangular panels, removing sleeves and collars, then sew or safety pin them together in a staggered brick pattern, so no 2 seams align across the blanket's full width. Stack 2 assembled sheets using the original World War II fold and pin method, and you have a layered sleeping system built from family nostalgia, capable of carrying you through a genuinely hard, genuinely cold night. The soldiers who refined this system were not survivalists or gear enthusiasts. They were cold men who needed to be warm by morning, and they solved the problem with what their hands could find and what their minds could improvise. The World War II blanket technique does not ask us to abandon modern technology. It asks us to understand the principles beneath it, why layering works, why the ground beneath you is as dangerous as the air above, and why a system repairable in the dark with a spare pin will always outlast one that cannot be touched without a workshop. The wool folded in your closet is not just seasonal memory. It is insulation waiting to be activated by the same hard-won knowledge that kept men alive through the coldest winter of the 20th century. Subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles. If this episode moved you, if you felt the frost, heard the wind, and understood in your bones why this knowledge matters, then Fieldcraft Chronicles is your channel. Subscribe today and share this video with every history lover, bushcrafter, and preparedness-minded person in your life. The past has earned its lessons. We are here to make sure they are never forgotten.